there was a time when one photograph could stop the world cold. No filters. No endless scrolling. Just one image powerful enough to make millions stare in disbelief. And when rare topless photos connected to Lynda Carter began resurfacing decades after her rise to fame, fans weren't just shocked by the images themselves, they were stunned by what those photos revealed about Hollywood, beauty, and the impossible pressure placed on women who became symbols overnight. But here's the part nobody talks about. Behind the glamour, behind the confidence, and behind the camera flashes was a woman fighting battles the public never saw. Long before social media turned celebrities into daily headlines, Lynda Carter became something bigger than television. When she stepped into the role of Wonder Woman in the 1970s, she didn't just play a superhero. She became one. Her beauty was impossible to ignore, but it was her quiet strength that made people remember her. Men admired her. Women looked up to her. And television executives knew they had found lightning in a bottle. Yet fame in that era came with a darker price. The industry constantly pushed actresses to be flawless, timeless, and endlessly desirable. Every photo shoot became a test. Every appearance became a judgment. That's why those revealing photographs sparked such intense reactions years later. To some people, they were simply glamorous vintage images from another era. But to others, they symbolized something much deeper. They exposed how celebrities were often reduced to appearances, even when they carried enormous talent and emotional depth beneath the surface. And what made the fascination even stronger was the contrast. On screen, Lynda Carter looked untouchable, confident, almost mythological. But off-screen, life was far more complicated. What many fans never realized is that the pressure of maintaining that image followed her everywhere. Imagine becoming the definition of perfection for millions of strangers while privately struggling with insecurity, exhaustion, and the fear of losing relevance. Hollywood rarely allows icons to age peacefully, especially women. The same industry that celebrates beauty often punishes it the moment time begins to change it. And for Lynda Carter, that pressure became deeply personal. As the years passed, she faced heartbreak, personal struggles, and painful losses that transformed her understanding of fame completely. She openly discussed battles with alcoholism and the emotional emptiness that can come from living under constant public expectation. That honesty surprised people, because audiences tend to believe beautiful celebrities live perfect lives. But perfection is often the loneliest mask of all. And maybe that's why those photos still create such powerful reactions today. Not because they're scandalous by modern standards, but because they freeze a moment in time when beauty seemed almost larger than life. They remind people of an era when celebrities felt mysterious, distant, and unforgettable. Yet they also remind us how quickly society turns human beings into symbols. One photograph can make someone famous. Another can define them forever. But here's the emotional truth hidden beneath all the headlines and fascination. Lynda Carter survived an industry that has broken countless stars. She endured the cruelty of fame, the pressure of impossible expectations, and the emotional weight of being treated more like an image than a person. And somehow, she emerged with grace, honesty, and resilience. In the end, the real story was never about topless photos. It was about the woman behind them. A woman who became an icon, carried the burden of perfection, and proved that true strength has nothing to do with appearance. Because long after the cameras fade and the headlines disappear, what people remember most is not the photograph itself, but the humanity hiding behind the smile.